Hello, adventurers of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning in to the 17th episode of our FEATS series. Today we're going to be taking a look at Elven Accuracy. This feat is found in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything handbook. If you don't own it already, I'd highly recommend getting it. There's a lot of crazy cool stuff in there, like this feat, for example. This feat is perfect for those elven characters who just fell in love with Legolas. Honestly, that's kind of what this spell is, or this feat rather, is focused around. I'll get into that a little bit more later, but if you're a sharpshooter, if you love that bow and arrow, and if you are prepared to deal immense amount of damage and essentially never miss, this really is for you. That being said, if you are unfamiliar with how a feat works, when you get them, and how to use them, I'll give you a brief explanation. So feats, you get them essentially every 4 level in the replacement of your ability score improvement. That being said, they are essentially extra features, abilities, traits, and skill sets you can give your character in order to make them more customizable, a little bit more your own. I'm a really big fan of a lot of them. It's why this series is so important. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the description for Elven Accuracy. First and foremost, it might be worth noting that there is a prerequisite. You have to be an elf, or at the very least a half-elf. Essentially, no elf DNA, no luck, guys. The feat reads as followed. The accuracy of elves is legendary, especially that of elf archers and spellcasters. You have uncanny aim with attacks that rely on precision rather than brute force. You gain the following benefits. Increase your dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1 to a maximum of 20. When you have advantage on attack rolls using dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you can re-roll one of the damage die once. My goodness, is this great stuff. Honestly, this is literally game-breaking in a lot of ways. Let's take a look at the walkthrough to better explain why this is so good and how to get the most advantages out of it. So let's deal with the easy part first. You gain a +1 to dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. A ton of versatility there. If you are close to getting a new modifier, I would definitely allocate that accordingly. Super great stuff. And now for the good stuff. It essentially lets you re-roll one of your damage die whenever you make a ranged attack, magical or otherwise. This is so powerful. It essentially gives you double advantage is how the math works out. So however you want to do that, it might be worth noting that you can kind of spam the ever-loving heck out of this. My goodness, I can see why DMs hate this so much. Essentially, every time you attack, so long as you already have advantage, and in most cases you do, you're really gonna enjoy this. My goodness. Let's take a quick look at my thoughts on it. My goodness, I've said it a million times in this video already, but this is, if you have pointy ears, you gotta take this. At least if you're pointy ears and you're fighting in the back, man, is this good stuff. In addition to archers, mages benefit from this hugely as well. There are a couple of cases where you won't have advantage, and in those cases, this really isn't going to help you out too much. But when you do have advantage, your hit ratio just goes through the roof, or crit ratio rather, goes through the roof. In terms of who benefits most from this, I gotta say probably arcane tricksters from the rogue subclass. Reason being, they get sneak attack, which is great, fantastic stuff, so it makes sense for them to use it for the dexterity, but they also get access to a bunch of spells too, so that intelligence modifier really helped them out. Outside of them, the assassin could really gain a lot from it for much the same reasons, just ton of damage die. Outside of them, fighters probably. Yeah, fighters, Eldritch Knights could really take a lot out of this too, especially if they grab a familiar that can take the help action and just kind of give them permanent advantage. I think that'd be really good. Yeah, those would be my top choices in any case. If you have any crazy build ideas, any kooky stories, or any alternative uses for this feat, please let me know down beneath in the comments. Honestly, I love reading them. Everyone tuning in does as well. Please be part of our community. We're pretty friendly and we really appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you so much and happy adventuring.